brass knuckles in your pocket, though.
We're supposed to be totally silent.
So everyone grows up always hearing that they need to have a positive attitude and not a negative attitude. But our attitude has a lot to do with our thinking. So what is positive thinking? It is a mental attitude in which you expect good and favorable results. Many people have problems with positive thinking because the world makes us compare ourselves to the perfect people. To stop comparing ourselves with other people, we need to start doing positive thinking. So positive thinking not only helps your self-esteem and confidence, but it also helps your health, body, behavior, brain, and overall your life. So how does positive thinking help our health? According to the Mayo Clinic, some benefits that it may provide are increased lifespan, lower rates of depression, lower levels of distress, greater resistance to the common cold, better psychological and physical well-being, better cardiovascular health, and reduced risk of death from cardiovascular disease, and better coping skills during hardships and times of stress. So positive thinking helps your body as well. In the Johns Hopkins Medicine's article, Healthy Aging, says, here's a heartwarming news. People with a family history of heart disease who also had a positive outlook were 1/3 less likely to have a heart attack, even within 5 to 25 years, than those who have a more negative outlook. Hope and positivity help people make better health and life decisions and focus more on long-term goals. Positive attitude improves outcomes and life satisfaction across a spectrum of conditions, including traumatic brain injury, stroke, and brain tumors. Negative emotions can weaken the immune response. So positive thinking helps our behavior. James Clear, in his article, How Positive Thinking Builds Your Skills, Boosts Your Health, and Improves Your Work, he says, positive thinking is also a soft and fluffy term that is easy to dismiss. He also says, research is beginning to reveal that positive thinking is about much more than just being happy or displaying an upbeat attitude. Positive thoughts can actually create real value in your life and help you build skills that last much longer than a smile. Positive thinking helps your brain. James Clear talks about an experiment done by Fredrickson, who's a positive psychological researcher at the University of North Carolina. And she published a landmark paper that provides surprising insights about positive thinking and its impacts on your skills. So she tested 5 groups and came to a conclusion that when you are experiencing positive emotions like joy, contentment, and love, you'll see more possibilities in your life. These findings were among the first that proved that positive emotions broaden your sense of possibility and open your mind up to more options. According to the Meteor Education's article, How Does Thinking Positive Thoughts Affect Neuroplasticity? Every thought releases some type of chemical. When positive thoughts are generated, when you're feeling happy or optimistic, cortisol decreases and the brain produces serotonin, creating a feeling of well-being. When serotonin levels are normal, one feels happy, calmer, less anxious, more focused, and more emotionally stable. So what is negative thinking? Negative thinking is when you're thinking negatively about something. It could be about yourself, others, or something. According to Dr. Lisa Rankin, a physician and founder of the Whole Health Medicine Institute, in her article, Scientific Proof That Negative Beliefs Harm Your Health, she says, whether you're a Chinese American, medical student, someone like Angelina Jolie, who may have been medically hexed with a poor prognosis or a high risk of disease or death, or even if you're someone whose subconscious mind is filled with limited beliefs from your childhood, like I'm the sickly type or my family gets cancer. Focusing your attention on illness has been scientifically proven to predispose the body to illness. Excessive knowledge about what can go wrong with the body can actually harm you. The more you focus on the infinite ways in which the body can break down, the more likely you are to experience physical symptoms. While the placebo effect demonstrates the power of positive thinking, expectation, hope, and nurturing care, the nocebo effect demonstrates the physiological effects of negative belief, fear, anxiety, learned helplessness. What we need to not let negative thinking overtake our thoughts on those thoughts will become the truth. What negative thinking does to your brain. In the James Clear article, he says, negative emotions narrow your mind and focus your thoughts. You're entirely focused on the emotion and how you can get away from it as fast as you can. You end up shutting off the outside world and limiting the options you see around you. Negative emotions prevent your brain from seeing the other options and choices that surround you. The brain actually draws precious metabolic energy away from the prefrontal cortex with these negative thoughts. The brain can't perform at high or even normal capacity. When stressed or scared, it is difficult to take in and process new material, yet alone think creatively. Stress can alter plasticity in the nervous system, particularly in the limbic system. So the frontal lobe decides the amount of attention to pay to something based on its importance and how you feel about it. The more you focus on negativity, the more synapses and neurons your brain will create, supporting your negative thoughts. Negative thoughts slow down the brain's ability to function, and it actually impedes cognition. According to the Meteor Education, negative thoughts slow down brain coordination, make it difficult to process thoughts or find solution, hinders creative ability, decreases activity in the cerebellum, and in fact impacts the left temporal lobe, which is the fear factor, affecting mood, memory, and impulse control. So you can help identify negative thinking and stop it. The Mayo Clinic says some forms of negative self-talk are filtering, personalizing, and polarizing. So filtering is when you magnify the negative aspect of a situation and filter out all the positive ones. Personalizing is when something bad occurs, you automatically blame yourself. Polarizing is when you see things only as good or bad. There's no middle ground. You feel like you have to be perfect or you are a total failure. So how do we focus on positive thinking every day? According to the Mayo Clinic, one way is to identify areas to change. Another is to check yourself. So periodically throughout the day, stop and evaluate what you're thinking. If you find that your thoughts are mainly negative, try to find a way to put your positive spin on them. Also, be open to humor. Give yourself permission to smile or laugh, especially during difficult times. Another is to follow a healthy lifestyle. We all need to aim for about 30 minutes of exercise a day. It doesn't have to be all at once. It can be broken up into 3 10-minute increments. We also need to follow a healthy diet to fuel your mind and body, and learn techniques to manage stress. Another is to surround yourself with positive people, and the last way is to practice positive self-talk. Start by following one simple rule. Don't say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to anyone else. Be gentle and encouraging with yourself. If a negative thought enters your mind, evaluate it rationally and respond with affirmations of what is good about you. Think about things you're thankful for in your life. In conclusion, positive thinking is overall better than negative thinking, and it truly helps us out in many different aspects, from your self-esteem, confidence, to your health, body, and brain.